What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. This is day 1 and 2 from the current week, which was on Monday and Tuesday. Keeping the training days Monday, Tuesday for the squats and deadlifts because, again, at the Euros I felt a little bit underprepared for the, on the day, going squatting, benching and deadlifting in such a short period of time, literally between squats and bench. Finishing squats and starting bench, you've got 20 minutes, and the same with bench and deadlifts, so moving the deadlift day to the day after squats, you don't have a great rest day in between. Felt we left leaving a lot more prepared, so I'm going to keep that up and keep doing that, and it just means when we get to the British and we're going to have quite a long period of time between them, it's going to be just overkill, it's going to be really, really good. It's been an interesting week, they're definitely holding back from the volume, so again we're sticking with 5s and we're sticking with 8s for squats, and so Monday's was a 5x5 and Thursday's squats is a 5x8 that I'm actually doing today, and it's exciting. This total week I believe I've got something around, about £31,000 worth of squat volume this week, I believe. Maybe 32 including front squats, and that's awesome. I think the most squat volume I've ever done in one entire week was like 34, so to be doing 31 3 weeks post Worlds, it's definitely getting really, really hyped on the volume, but it's necessary for me to improve from the level where I'm at, with being over a £700 squat and deadlift and £400 bench and £1,800 total, you're going to need to do a lot of volume in order to continue to improve, especially with the level of improvement I want to be seeing within myself. So I've got no problem, I love it, and I'm really, really enjoying it. And again, with the kind of work we're doing just now, we are keeping it really sub-maximal, and I'm not 100% sure how high the intensity is going to be going, but we are keeping it pretty sub-maximal, staying in the 70% and just really looking at just increasing the sets and the reps and just working on a whole lot of volume, and it's nothing exciting or flashy. I really enjoy it, but it's not exciting or flashy, but it is what is necessary in order to get to where we want to go. I feel that one thing with my squats, I'm noticing a huge improvement from improving the hip dysfunction I had, It's came a long way. I have no pain in my hips at all anymore, no pain anywhere really, actually, all pain, completely pain free, which is a really, really weird feeling, but obviously for the good, it's a really, really weird feeling, but really weird in a good way. And my knee tracking has improved massively, the way I'm able to squat has improved massively, and just the way I'm able to feel has improved, so that's something that is very exciting. If I can move better, then I'm going to be able to perform better, and obviously having better knee tracking is going to lead to a more efficient movement, and it's also showing that my glutes are playing the role that they're meant to, because leading up to the World my glutes were not playing the role they were meant to, because they were inhibited a little bit due to ridiculously tight hip flexors and ridiculously short and tight adductors, now kind of fixing that issue. My glutes are now not inhibited and able to play the role they're meant to play, and that's obviously only going to improve. Again, deadlifts, just same again really, 5s and 6s we're working on. The 6s are with pause deadlifts on a Saturday, and actually I am going to be deadlifting in a powerlifting gym very, very soon, because the banging is becoming a little bit excessive with the weights I'm using now, and I've not got a deadlift platform, and I'm not really wanting to spend a huge amount of money on a deadlift platform. If I was going to spend money on anything, it'd be getting a new rack, but it's not really a priority right now, so I think I'm going to be deadlifting most of the time in a gym, which is exciting. Still they've got really good bars and still got competition spec plates, so that's something good. And it'll be good to kind of get out the garage and go somewhere else, but I'll still be squatting in my garage, because I've spent a lot of money on my plates and everything, so I want to still get to reap the rewards and use the benefits. So the 4, 5s and deadlifts I felt were moving very, very well. One thing I'm really trying to work on here, when the weight is kind of this sub-maximal, I am really, really trying to I'm really trying to focus on positioning and working my positioning. Moving the bar quickly isn't something that I ever try and do. I never think of trying to move the bar quickly, because I feel that when you try and move the bar quickly, we often can fall into the bad habit of losing positioning or sacrificing positioning for momentum, which is not good, and that attitude I always have is smooth feels slow, but smooth is always fast. So never try and move it quickly, but I'm really focused on trying to keep my positioning, and then benching again. The frequency from benching has went from 4 times per week to 3 times per week, but we're still doing 4 bench pressing movements. So we've moved one of the close grip days to Tuesday, which is just basically going competition grip bench, some back work, and then back to close grip bench. So still 4 movements a week, but just 3 frequency. And then we've added an overhead press day. Again, that's not something that's going to be kept in forever, As we get closer to the British, specificity is key, and overhead press will soon go away. Again, I am not someone who, I believe overhead press is a useful tool to use. I keep it in with a lot of athletes, because I know a lot of athletes enjoy doing overhead press. I know a lot of athletes kind of also stress if they're not doing overhead press. But I don't think the correlation between overhead press and bench press is quite as much as people make out, I mean, I really haven't overhead pressed since last November very much, and I've improved my bench relatively significantly. And I've not really overhead pressed at all, not really done any direct shoulder work at all. Remember that with the amount of bench pressing work you're doing and rowing work you're doing, your shoulders are getting hit a lot. The only part that's maybe not getting hit quite as much is your medial delt, but again, that's not something that bothers me a whole lot. So this is the end of the video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll speak to all of you guys next time.